fall to the floor.
Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Kilson, we're back, and what is up, guys? Before I start today's awesome video, don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe. So, today's video is going to be a sort of a long video, guys, but trust me, you're going to want to stay for this. I'm serious. If you want to know what's happening in Black Ops 3 when you get the game and you're about to play the campaign of it, then you're going to be watching this video right now, because this video is going to be explaining what has happened, what's going on Twitter right now, what's happening with the Snapchat, what's going on in Singapore 2065 and Black Ops 3 Reality. So, we're going to get it right into this, guys. Now, the Unmarked man is back. He was a guy from long ago, back centuries ago. He used to play, he didn't used to play, but he was long ago, probably a couple months ago. And he was tweet on Twitter all this secret stuff, really secrety stuff that we didn't know about. But now, we're understanding much more of it. So, now, he has tweeted this tweet right here: disaster in Singapore happened at Coalescence Corporation. Interesting. Here's what we do know. So, he posts this picture right here of the Coalescence Corporation. Now, the Coalescence Corporation is a corporation similar to the Atlas Corporation in Advanced Warfare. So, now, the Coalescence Corporation manufactures military robotics, weapon systems, medical research, bio research, all this different stuff, and they give stuff and secret tech. It's not an organized military corporation. They make stuff. They're in manufacturing. They're in industry. They're a software design people, and they do it for the military. And they build stuff. They're almost like Atlas Corporation. So that is the Coalescence Corporation, guys. And moving on, the next tweet he said was martial law declared already. No fly zones. Sounds familiar. So, NATO. NATO is like the thing. It stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. NATO. Or it can stand for North Atlantic Alliance. Now, NATO is similar to the UN almost. That is like a people who prevents wars. Their alliance. They make friends and all. They have military. They're almost like the UN. So, that is like the new UN in the year 2065 of Black Ops 3. Next thing he said was, why is the military so interested in shooting down civilian drones? Worrying about losing control again? Now, I'm going to explain what he means right here. Allied Drone Defense Act. The U.S. Allied Drone Defense Act was passed into the law in the wake of Raul Mendez. Now, this was Raul Mendez's company, compromised by the U.S. military, and they took over control of the networks that allowed him to commission acts of terror on a grand scale. So, the U.S., they took over this company, and it was once Raul Mendez Wake's company of taking over the drones of Black Ops 2, of Los Angeles, and destroying all the towns and all. Now, that was his little act of Raul Mendez, but now U.S. has taken over his Allied Drone Defense Act, and they have it set to their own thing. Now, this people, they have a mission. Their mission is to prevent that act from ever happening again, from someone hacking into the U.S. drones. They prevent that from happening, and they make directed energy defenses, ballistic missile defenses. So they're a defense team. So if there's any defense happening over the U.S., coming missiles to the U.S., they will work on that. They work on direct energy defenses, air defenses, ballistic missiles, all that stuff. That is Allied Drone Defense Act. And that is why they are worried of civilians having their own drones going around. And they're probably saying, oh my god, what if one of these people can be Raul Mendez 2.0 all over again? They are suspicious of these people going around having their own drones. Maybe one of them is bad, so that's why they're shooting them down. And they're probably worried about losing control over the drones once again. So, moving on to the next tweet here, we have, haven't the people of Singapore had it bad lately? Now, he's actually saying they have it bad because there has been a disaster in Singapore. Now, this disaster was the Coalescence Corporation. It blew up. There was an explosion, and it was a pretty big one, and after this explosion, there was a lot of big drama happening, and I'll be explaining more later on in this video. So, haven't the people of Singapore had enough bad lately? Now, Singapore is a major city, I think in the year 2065, I think it's the main city for Black Ops 3, but this city, I think it was overrun and turned into a city that no one lived there no more, because it was a bad city, and then people moved to Zurich, I believe. I don't know. But yeah, so, haven't the people of Singapore had enough bad lately, and it's explaining what Singapore is a bad city because the global temperatures are rising there, everything's bad, the stock market is going crazy. Singapore turns into a bad city. It was once a good city, but then it's a bad city now. So, then his next tweet says, "Why coalescence? Why now? The rabbit hole goes deeper than we know." Now, the Tactics Corporation. The Tactics Corporation is a military technology corporation specializing in a research, development, manufacturers of drones and weapon systems. They're really incorporated with the Coalescence Corporation, so they're like kind of like teammates almost. But yeah, so now they're a corporation almost like the same thing. After the death of Raul Menendez and the substance of the course DI movement, U.S. investigators discovered at the Tactics Corporation fact that the shell company was owned by Menendez, and that it's a corporation that was owned by Menendez. Now it's the U.S. is now taking over a lot of shit. U.S. Jesus Christ. But yeah, we're going on to the next stuff here. We're done with the Unmarked Man for now, guys. We're gonna be going on to what's happening with Call of Duty's page. Now, Call of Duty's page is not Call of Duty no more. Call of Duty changed their whole page into a news channel. Now, this news channel is a really crazy one. I'll be reading you off of what's happening in Singapore 2065. So, going on all the Call of Duty tweets that happened today. At 8:17 this morning, an incident occurred at the Coalescence Corporation's research facility. The situation on the ground is developing. At this time, cause of an incident is unknown. There have been no claims of responsibility from any organization. A 30-mile quarantine zone has been established that contain the area until more information is known. So maybe it looks like Coalescence Corporation had an explosion, and this explosion was probably maybe highly toxic, and they put up a quarantine zone. I don't know, but it looks like it's being really crazy. And I think one of the maps in Black Ops, the map I'm playing on right now, is actually in Singapore, and this is what the town turned out to be. It's really crazy. So, it looks like a quarantine zone has been put up around the contained area. We don't know what's contained. We don't know what's happening. So, civilians living in the area are being asked to stay in their homes and keep the doors shut and close the windows. A state of martial law has been declared and will remain in place until the incident is firmly understood. Now, martial law is declared. This city is turning into a very, very bad situation, guys. I don't know how bad it can get. So, we have another one. Pictures from one of those drones showing at the Colossus Corporation complex, where clouds of smoke continue to rise. I'll be showing you that picture later on. Shots have been fired at the newly established blockades as citizens attempt to flee the new quarantine zone. So, there was a new quarantine zone that they put up, as you know, and then citizens have been firing back to flee the quarantine zone. Update. Police riots have dispersed rioting mobs into the southwest of Chinatown using LRAD, sonic area control weapons. A large convoy of military trucks carrying individuals in hazmat suits have been waved through the blockade and into the downtown area. James Chung, commander of Singapore Armed Forces, has issued a statement about the situation on the ground. Points followed. Moving on to the next situation of tweets, they're saying authorities have implemented a no-fly zone order in response to the apparent crash of relief VTOLs heading to the scene of the explosion. Now, there's supposed to be a apparent crash or response to the apparent crash of relief. VTOLs are heading to the scene of the explosion. So maybe there was a crash or explosion at this Coalescence Corporation, and now VTOL warships looks like they're back and they're heading into the scene of the explosion. Reports are starting to emerge of road blockades of major through flares of turning back traffic in the scene of apparent accident. Update. Singapore authorities have officially announced a state of emergency and declared martial law. Drones have been spotted over a near area, approximate 30 square miles in size, broadcasting messages advertising people to stay in their homes. Update. Military drones have been flocking around and in some cases shooting down civilian drones, violating the new fly zone order. Now, moving on to our final set of tweets. Breaking news, unconfirmed reports of coming explosion of the North Bank of Singapore Marina. The causes of the explosion is unknown, but large clumps of dark smoke have been rising from the scene of the site. City authorities have urged the public to not to panic and hide their emergencies. So it looks like this city got very bad, and within a couple of hours, they have been declared martial law across the state. It's been crazy, guys. This is getting really, really insane. Sources confirm explosion took place at Singapore research laboratories belonging to the Collescence Corporation. So, that is what we got from Call of Duty, their tweets and all that other stuff. And now, we're going to be going along these pictures that we have been shown to us. Now, as you see the pictures right here, this is a Singapore probably event downtown. This is crazy that's happening downtown in Singapore. This is the explosion that happened. That's, I guess, the Collescence Corporation. That was the aftermath of it. Right here is the smoke rising, the picture that I said I would show you earlier. And yeah, so it looks like Black Ops 3 is going to be a great game for a campaign. Singapore is a major city, and I guess an explosion happened, probably highly toxic. Quarantine zone has been set up. Martial law has been declared. Hazmat suits going around town. Roads are being blocked. Martial law has been declared everywhere. No fly zones. People, military shooting down drones. This has been an all-out war in this one town within a few hours. Now, more information I'll be releasing on my channel clearly about this information. If it didn't help you out today what's happening, then more information will be released along. Yeah, guys, that is what is happening in 2065. Well, that was a lot of information. I'll be seeing you in the next one, and peace out.